Good morning, Sparrows. Hello, Sparrows. Good day, Sparrows. Come on in the room for a little inspiration this morning. I am Valerie Miller of TVM, the Valerie Miller Double Fold. This very moment, you have opportunity to change. You have opportunity to change, and I'd like to say happy birthday to everyone celebrating birthdays. Today is a great day to have a birthday, so be sure to make yours memorable and make this new year one that you've never experienced before. So come on in. We're going to talk about pausing before we do. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning, Ron. Hi. Surprise, surprise. I'm back on. Early. It's been so many things happening that's kind of hindered me from coming on at 7 or 7-ish. So I am back on this morning. I said it's October 1, and I was going to put forth every effort to be on this morning. And voila, I made it. I said I was going to come on a little later, and then I said, nope, girl, get up. Get up. Rocking my Beauty for Ashes t-shirt. It's my cousin's foundation out of New Jersey, Valerie Seymour. So I wanted to support her by wearing her t-shirt this morning. Hello, Raj. Good morning. Welcome into the room. And of course, it's afternoon for you, Ron, over in London. Thank you for jumping on with me this morning. So I figured it was a post I put up on my timeline yesterday as a seed for thought, and it started with the before. It's an unknown author, however, it's one that I've had on my timeline many years ago, and you know how Facebook prompts you with these memories. So it popped up yesterday, and I decided to repost it with a picture. So with doing that, I felt this morning, you know what, I'm going to talk about that and just add a pause in front of it, because sometimes we do things without thinking. We're just reacting in spaces, and you know, at different points of time, we feel different ways, which means things that we say and how we respond to things come off a little bit differently than we would want them to. And then you kind of reflect back over it later and realize, probably shouldn't have done that. Probably shouldn't have said that. Probably shouldn't have had that conversation with them right now. We get caught up in the midst of those moments all the time. And what I've learned to do over time is to pause first. I'll pause and give myself about 3 seconds before I do anything, before I say, before I react, because I need to have an emotions check. Like, what am I feeling like right now? Valerie, don't you do it. You know, that's what I have to say to myself. I literally have to say that. So that's why the topic for Thankful Tuesday, because there's so many things we can be grateful for. We can be grateful before reacting, grateful before we do or, you know, say something that we can't take back. Put it that way, you know. Right, Ron? Reactive actions have consequences, and sometimes they're too expensive to pay. You know, mind that tongue. Mind it. Mind that. Think first and pause before speaking, you know. So with that particular quote by the unknown author, it reads, before you talk, listen. It may change what you say, you know. And just before the befores, pause. Have a thought and say, you know what, girl, or you know what, guy, do or don't. It takes me back to my book where I wrote True, Kind, Necessary before speaking and doing things, and how I would ask whoever is bringing, you know, juice to me or what they feel might be juicy. I'd ask them, is it true what you're about to share with me? And they'll say, yeah. And then I'll say, is it kind? And they'll 9 times out of 10 say no. And then I'll say, is it necessary that I know that? And they'll say no. And then I'll say, okay, now you take that somewhere else. You take that somewhere else. So that's what this particular post kind of makes me reflect back to. Pausing before you invite yourself to something that you truly don't need to know. You really don't need to act that way, or whatever that consequence could end up being if you don't pause first. So pause before you talk. Listen. Make sure you hear what that person has to say, because it could change what you say in response back to them. You know, it's one of those deep-rooted posts. If you take your time and really ingest what you're reading, you're doing that, you're taking it in, it makes all the difference in the world. And it's something that could be a mantra for the day, it could be a mantra for your life. However you need it. Pause first. Always pause before you do anything to make sure you do that self-evaluation. Make sure you have your emotions in check, because once it releases from your mouth, that's it. It's in the universe. It's out there. You can't take that back. Good morning, Maria. Hi, Courtney. Good morning. So hopefully you're up and you're at it and you're getting ready to have the most fabulous day you've never had before. We've never had October 1, 2019. So we're going to rock it and soar it, right? So another pause. Pause before you react. Think. It may change how you react. That pause is a lifesaver. I promise you, when you pause, it's a great thing. When you just stop. Inhale it for a second. You hear the birds in the background. You hear the waves crashing. It's the most soothing thing in the world. Have it in your mind at all times before you do things. Right, Maria? Sometimes we listen too quickly and misunderstand things. It's so easy to do. It's very easy to do. And just being mindful, that pause will save your life. It will. Pausing, inhale, hold it, exhale it. Then make sure you heard what you thought you heard. Then react to that accordingly. And always have some coof. Before you judge, pause. It's quick to judge. It's quick to react. It's quick to speak, sometimes out of order. So pause before you judge. Wait. It can change your viewpoint. Judging is never cool. It's not. And we do it more than not. We do it subconscious most times. It's not cute. Judging isn't cute at all. It's not cute to judge anybody, because in that moment before you speak it, pause, put yourself in that position. How would you feel if the shoe was on the other foot? If the reflection in the mirror was you and not the other person, would you say it then? Look at it from that point. Pause before you quit. Don't quit before you make effort to try it. That could be a food. That could be an experience before going somewhere or taking a trip. Anything. Don't quit before you start. But why would you do that? Try it. See if you like it. You probably will. You know, you probably will. However, our minds can tell us sometimes, oh, child, you're not going to like that. That's not good for you. That's not good. You're going to hate it. Why would you even think to do something like that? You know that's not you. That's not your character. Your mind. Be careful of it. It can be the most beautiful thing. However, it can also give you a vision of something that is not what you're looking for. Not something you need in the moment. That's why I say check your emotions at all times. So before you quit, try. Imagine why you had the thought of trying it in the first place. Why you wanted to do that. Why did it cross your mind? It's something that's underlying interest. It's underlying interest. So kind of just tap into that. Hold on to it. Just give it a shot. you're probably going to end up loving it. You know, it may be the best thing you've ever done. That's real talk. It very well could be. You know, something so simplistic. Give yourself a chance to be amazing. Give yourself a chance to do something different. Judge less. Goal, heart, yearning. Don't do it at all. If you feel it rising up on that tip of the tongue, zip your lip. Don't do it. Always pause. Put yourself in the position of the one on the other side. And it will totally change trajectory of every thought, every action, every chess move you make in your life. You will view it differently when you put yourself in the center of it. You know? Ron, what is it you're saying? You said absolutely, words are so powerful and they can swing either way. Explosive words can destroy something most beautiful. I gotta open it up, Ron. It won't let me open all of your message up. However, you are correct. Words are the most powerful thing. Once you put it out in the universe, you can't take them back. They've heard it. They've received it. It could be hurtful or it could be something jovial. Make sure when you speak, it's always of kindness. It's something that's going to be supportive, uplifting, inspirational, those types of things. Because when you do anything on the other side of that, where it's hurtful, it's memorable. It's now planted in the mind. They can forgive it. However, it's still there. It's going to forever be there. Beauty for ashes. You know? Look at it for what it is. Be mindful. And always put yourself in that space. That keeps me out of so much trouble. It's humbling. And it shows care and kindness. Love. And you never know how, if you better yourself and how you respond to others, how you view things, listening before you're speaking, you know, just simply care about the persons, or whether they're in your space at the time or if they're absent and you're talking to someone else. Be careful of your conversations. Be mindful of every single thing that you do. It's important. It really is. And that's all the juice I have for you this morning. That's it. Simple, straight shooter to the point. A reminder. It's things that you already know. It's just a simple reminder. However, that particular post stood out to me on yesterday, so I reposted it, added a photograph. And when you see me with things on my timeline and I'm sharing it with you and I have a photograph attached to it, it's because I'm putting myself in that space and taking ownership for my behaviors, taking ownership for my actions, taking ownership for everything. So whenever I add my picture to it, that's real talk. And that's why I always say a seed for thought, because I've had a thought before I shared it with you. But it's always a method to my madness, or my means. Put it that way. Always. So that's the juice for today. That's all I have. I'll be back to see you on tomorrow. So go out, enjoy your day, make it memorable. The most fabulous October 1st you've never had for 2019. Okay? Enjoy it. Always plant a seed of gratitude and share it with somebody else. Alright? So, that's your juice. I'd love it if you'd sip on it, if you gulp it, as long as you ingest it. That's all that matters, because it can change the trajectory of your day. It can soar you high, and as you're beaming and shining bright, make sure you share with somebody else. Okay? And on that note, love without conditions. Always possess a positive attitude and soar in all you do. I love you, mean it. Smooches.